لقد كان لسبإ في مسكنهم آية جنتان عن يمين وشمال. Hi my dear ones, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you're all in good health. I am your teacher, Ashwal Alwal. Today our topic is symbols or stop signs in the Qur'an. If you are reciting the Qur'an, more especially you are new to the Qur'an, you would pick that there are some random signs that you don't really understand their function there, and that is what we are going to treat today. I will show you the example of them in the Holy Quran and teach you exactly how you are going to recite them whenever you come across them. So of course we will be reciting. Here are the example of some of the signs we will be treating today. I would like to start with meem. And here is the stop sign meem. It is written in a very small form, but you will have to be careful because it looks like the iqlab meme, which is also written in a very small form. But how would you differentiate it? The only difference is this one, as you are seeing here, is the stop sign. It is kind of short, though it is also small. On the other hand, we have this. It is also small, but it is written, the tail of it is elongated downwards. And that is how you would understand that the first one, the shorter tail, is the stop sign, whilst the longer tail is the iqlab meme. Example of this small meme, the stop sign small meme, you would find in the Quran is, you can get it in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 26 to be precise. You can see here it is. And this meme indicates a stop. You must stop wherever you have seen the meme. So now in recitation, whenever I come to the place mathala, I wouldn't say mathala or something like that. I wouldn't continue. Instead, I will stop there, mathala, and then I will begin whatever comes after that lam separately without going back to start from the lam or anything before the lam. So if I'm to recite this place, it will be وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا فَيَقُولُونَ مَاذَا أَرَادَ اللَّهُ بِهَذَا مَثَلًا. That is how you would read. بِهَذَا مَثَلًا. Mathala, and then you stop. Don't just continue. It is a must. Compulsorily, you have to stop there and then begin afresh whatever comes after the lam. Here is an example of an iqlab meme. You can see that it is also very small, but the tail is long and it has been elongated downwards, long downwards. So you note the difference, please. The second example is our lam. Whenever you're reciting and you come across this lam on a particular spot, it is just the opposite of the first meme we have treated. In its case, you can't stop there. And you can't start a recitation at that point also, which means compulsorily do not stop. There are many examples of it in the Quran, but you would find it in Surah Al-Muhammad, verse 2. And here is the little lamb that we're talking about. You see, at this point where this little lamb is, I can't stop there no matter what. And I can't start my recitation there if I were even to stop there, which is not even possible. I'm not meant to stop there. Now, if I'm to recite it, here is what it would be like. Now, if I'm to recite it, let me start somewhere. Let me start from here. I'm starting my recitation from here. Wa huwa. So if I'm in the course of recitation, just because of time, I'm not beginning it from the starting, but if I'm to, in the course of my recitation, which is when I will start from وَهُوَ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ, I can't stop there. That is very wrong of me to have said مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ and stop. No, there is no how I would stop at مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ because of the lam there, which is an indication of no stopping. So instead, I will look for a place in front of the lam to make my stop. And it could be something like وَهُوَ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ كَفَّرَ عَنْهُمْ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ. You see, I stopped here instead of on the lam. And also, I can start from, for example, now that I have stopped at mirrabbihim, now that I have stopped at sayyi'atihim, it is so wrong for me to now begin, in order to complete the verse, for me to go back and begin from kaffara anhum. That is wrong. You can't start from the point of lam. You would have to go backwards before you continue. So instead, you would say, you would go back maybe to وَهُوَ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ كَفَّرَ عَنْهُمْ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ وَأَصْلَحَ بَالَهُمْ. Now this is correct. Our third sign is this dot, 6 dots that you can find very close to each other in the course of recitation. An example of this you would find in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 2 to be precise. As we said earlier, you would find these 6 dots in trees very close to each other. But the ruling of this is whenever you're reciting and you come across these 6 dots in trees, you are to stop on either of them. You can stop on either of them, but you can't stop on the both of them at the same time in the course of recitation. And here is what I mean. Now, if I'm reciting, I would say ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. You see, it means I'm stopping on this one, right? The last one. I didn't stop on the first one. Then if I do it this way, then my recitation is correct. And also, I can decide to stop on the first one instead of the second one, which will guarantee that my recitation is also correct. And here it is. I could decide to say ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. You see, in this case, I stopped at the first one and then continued without stopping on the second one also. The both ways I have recited are very correct. However, let me give you an example of how you would recite it wrongly, and which is what the rule is saying. Do not stop on the both of them in the course of recitation. And here is the wrong recitation. That is what this rule is going against, do not want you to do. In the course of recitation, if I recite this way, is wrong. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. You see, it means I have stopped on la roib, and then I say fi, I stopped again, and then hudan lil muttaqin. That is so wrong. So you either stop at the first one or at the second one. However, do not be confused because they say you can't stop at either of them. If today I'm reciting and I stopped at the first one, that doesn't mean later on in the evening or in the morning or another month later I can't stop at the second one. No, they're just saying at that spot now as you are reciting now. So you can switch. Today you can decide to just stop at the first one. Tomorrow you can decide to stop at the second one. Either of it is okay. But on the same spot, you stopping on the both of them at the same time is what this rule is against. Our next sign is sword. Whenever you're reciting and you see the sign sword, it might not be written exactly like this, but you see it in the Quran. If you see the sign sword, the rule is it is better for you to continue the recitation without stopping at the spot where the sword is. However, it is not a crime. It is still okay if you decide to continue, but it is just better and recommended that you just continue. And here is the example of the sword in the Holy Quran. You can find it in so many places, but here the example I'm given is in Surah Al-Qamar, verse 5 of it. You can see here is the sword up there. Whenever you see it there, I'm not supposed to stop there. However, if I decide to stop there, it's all okay. So now let's recite it and then you would understand what I'm saying. If I'm reciting and I say حكمة بالغة فما تغني النذر. You see, I stopped at the بالغة, at the point where there is a sword on top, right? This recitation is okay, but it's not the desired one. The desired one is just continue reciting without stopping there. And here is the desired one. حكمة بالغة فما تغني النذر. You see here I didn't stop on the sword. Then this is the most perfect one. This is what the rule recommends, that you just continue with the recitation without stopping on the sword. Next we have our qaf. And for qaf, it is the opposite of sword. It states that it is better you stop. However, you can proceed. An example of it can be found in verse 23 of Surah Al-Hadid. And here is our small qaf, which is what it is said that it is better I stop here now than to proceed with the recitation. At the point of kum, it's better I stop there. But if I decide to say kum wallahu, is still okay. And here is the recitation. Permit me to just start from wala because of time. وَلَا تَفْرَحُوا بِمَا آتَاكُمْ وَاللَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ كُلَّ مُخْتَالٍ فَخُورٍ. Did you notice I said بِمَا آتَاكُمْ? I stopped before proceeding to Wallahu la yuhibbu kulla and so on. So this is what the rule is saying. It is better. The way I have just finished reciting is the excellent one. It is recommended that you just stop there. However, it is said that if I decide to continue, it's not wrong, it's still okay, just that it isn't the ideal thing to do whenever I come across qaf in the course of my recitation. So let me recite the one that is not ideal but still okay. وَلَا تَفْرَحُوا بِمَا آتَاكُمْ وَاللَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ كُلَّ مُخْتَالٍ فَخُورٍ. Our next sign is jeem. In the course of recitation, whenever you see jeem, it is like a 50-50 now. If you stop there, is okay 100%. If you decide to move on without stopping, it is okay, 100%. So this jeem is just like whatever you do there is just okay. An example of jeem can be found in Surah Ar-Rahman, verse 29. And here it is, right? That is it. As we said, it's just 50-50. So now let's recite. If I decide to recite it this way now, يسأله من في السماوات والأرض كل يوم هو في شأن is perfect. I stopped at the point of والأرض. That is where the jeem is perfect. However, if I continue without doing it, is also perfect, just like this now. يسأله من في السماوات والأرض كل يوم هو في شأن. I didn't stop at the point of jeem, but it's also excellent. Our next sign is the small sin. Whenever you see the small sin, it is just an indicator of a slight pause. An example of it is found in Surah Al-Mutaffifun, verse 14 to be precise. And of course, as you can see, it here is our small sin, right? You are to pause there but slightly and then move on immediately. And here is how we will recite it. كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون. Did you notice? كلا بل. That بل. Small pause and then you move on. ران على. بل. Then ران على. I want you to understand this crystal clearly. And now let me give you an example of this recitation without the pause. كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون. I didn't pause there, so it's not okay. Other sign is the sujood sign. If you're reciting, you notice something like a house or like a small hut there. That is a sign indicating that you can make sujood whilst praying. Sometimes you would notice that this happens in the mosque. The imam has not finished and it's not time for you to go for your ruku, but everybody went for sujood instead of ruku, and then you get up and then go back for sujood and then you get up and then go back to your ruku before doing the proper sujood. That is where in the course of recitation the imam is reciting the verse where the sign is there, and it is an indication that you should make a sujood. However, this sujood is not compulsory. You can decide not to make a sujood there, but of course it will be nice, right? It will be nice, and it's even much more recommended. It's okay, it's better that you make a sujood there. For this, I will give you two examples. The first one is how you would see it in an app. This app I'm using is called Qur'an Lite. So maybe it differs in other apps. I do not know. But you can see it still looks like the hot kind of thing, but in a different way. Here is the sujood sign in the Holy Qur'an. And you can find it in the last verse in Surah An-Najm. And the last sign we are going to treat today is the star sign. Something like this, you would see it. What does it mean? And here it is in the Quran, the star sign. Sometimes you would notice this in the Holy Quran and you'll be wondering why it is there. However, it is there just as an indicator. It indicates that you have reached the end of the quarter of a chapter, and it does not affect your recitation in any way. So it's not even part of the recitation. It's just there as an indicator, and that is all. So yes, my dear ones, if you are getting a value from this, please do subscribe to this channel and like this video so as to help us grow. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum.